Captain Nina stretched out on the command seat of her starship, the Whisker-One, her brilliant ginger fur glowing warmly under the ship's lights. With a casual flick of her tail, she tapped the main control screen. "New coordinates locked," she meowed, her voice a mix of authority and excitement. "Destination: the mysterious region of floating islands Paragonia." From behind the control panel, Zog, her trusty purple alien cat friend, peeked out, carefully adjusting his tiny custom-made goggles. "I've heard stories about those islands," he said, his wide, curious eyes getting even wider. "They say they just drift in the sky like giant balloons. Some even say they sing." A confident smirk played on Nina's face. "Sounds like exactly our kind of adventure, Zog." She engaged the thrusters, and the Whisker-One surged forward, leaving a trail of stardust in its wake. The journey was a blur of cosmic colors and swirling nebulas. Soon they reached the edge of the Paragonian sky. The Whisker-One burst through a thick cottony cloud bank and emerged into a breathtaking panorama. Before them was a dazzling sky ocean, filled with islands of every shape and size, drifting gracefully like giant, fluffy marshmallows. The sight was beyond anything they had ever imagined. Each floating island was a world of its own. One was perfectly shaped like a giant cat paw, its 5 toes covered in soft green turf. Another glowed with intricate neon lines that pulsed with a gentle rhythmic light. A third was blanketed in tall, rainbow-colored grass that swayed and moved as if it were alive, dancing to an unheard melody. Zog gasped, his face pressed against the viewport. "Captain Nina, look! The islands, they're moving in patterns. It's like a beautiful cosmic dance." Nina narrowed her eyes, her captain's intuition kicking in. She studied the elegant, sweeping movements of the islands. "It's not a dance, Zog," she said, her tone serious. "It's a code. Something is communicating." They decided to land on the smallest, most unassuming island, a quiet, solitary rock covered in a thick carpet of shimmering silver moss. It seemed peaceful, a good place to start their investigation. The Whisker-One touched down with a gentle hiss. The moment they stepped paw on the ground, they felt it. The entire island began to hum. It was a low, soft melody that vibrated right up through the soles of their boots and under their paws. Zog shivered, looking around nervously. It feels like the whole island is alive," he whispered. Suddenly, a round, fluffy creature rolled toward them. It was a perfect puffball, with big luminous eyes that blinked slowly. "I am Mossy," it chirped in a high melodic voice. "I am the guardian of the Silent Isle. You must help us." Nina immediately crouched down to its level, her expression concerned but calm. "What's wrong? Tell us what's happening." "The islands are losing their harmony," Mossy explained, its fluffy body trembling slightly. "They are meant to drift in a perfect celestial rhythm, but the melody has been disrupted. If they don't stay in sync, they will collide. And when floating islands collide, that is very, very bad." Zog gulped audibly. "How bad are we talking?" Mossy rolled in a nervous circle, its glowing eyes wide with fear. "Boom. A super boom. The end of Paragonia." Nina stood up, her jaw set with determination. She placed a reassuring paw on Zog's shoulder. "We'll fix it." Mossy seemed to sense her confidence and stopped its frantic rolling. It led them toward the center of the Silent Isle, to a tall, elegant crystal tower that seemed to sing to the sky. Inside, a magnificent structure awaited them. A giant tuning fork, exquisitely crafted from a translucent material that shimmered like a captured piece of the sky itself. "This is the sky compass," Mossy explained, its voice filled with reverence. "It resonates with a specific frequency, a cosmic song that keeps all the islands of Paragonia in perfect harmony. But someone or something has changed the melody." Zog, being the ship's engineer, immediately got to work. He pulled out his scanner and began analyzing the device. "Mossy's right, Captain. The resonance is off. It's jammed. Something is physically blocking the vibrations and dampening the sound." Nina trusted her own senses. She closed her eyes and took a deep sniff of the air, her captain's instincts on high alert. There was a strange scent lingering around the sky compass. It was sweet and sticky. "Someone left candy here," she declared, opening her eyes. Zog blinked, his purple ears twitching in confusion. "Candy?" Just then, a series of tiny giggles echoed from behind the crystal tuning fork. A moment later, a group of small, mischievous creatures appeared. They were orange and sparkly, like tiny sugar sprites, buzzing with hyperactive energy. "We didn't mean any harm," they squeaked in unison, their voices high and sugary. "We were just trying to make the islands dance faster. It's more fun that way." One of them held up a half-eaten lollipop, a sticky, gooey mess. Nina let out a long sigh, a mix of frustration and amusement. "Well, you succeeded." "A little too well." She looked at the giant tuning fork, now coated in sticky, colorful residue. The source of the dissonance was clear. Fixing the harmony became a team effort. Nina carefully guided Zog and the hyperactive sugar sprites. Together, they began to gently clean the sticky candy residue from the delicate skystone tuning fork. Zog, with his precise tools and engineering know-how, then recalibrated the sensitive resonance coils. As they worked, Mossy, the guardian, began to hum the original stabilizing melody, a deep, pure, and calming tone. Finally, the work was done. The sky compass was clean and perfectly tuned. It began to glow with a brilliant white light and emitted a deep, powerful tone that resonated through the air, across the island, and out into the sky ocean. The effect was immediate and spectacular. All across Paragonia, the floating islands shifted, gliding back into their graceful aligned patterns. The rainbow grass shimmered in perfect unison, the neon lines pulsed with a steady harmonious rhythm, and even the clouds seemed to form beautiful harmonious spirals. The entire sky itself seemed to exhale in a collective sigh of relief. Mossy jumped up and down with pure joy, its fluffy form bouncing like a happy cloud. "You did it! You saved Paragonia!" Nina flicked her whiskers proudly, a satisfied smile on her face. All in a day's work for the crew of the Whisker-One. Zog waved a friendly goodbye to the sugar sprites, who were now calmly watching the restored celestial dance. "No more candy experiments, okay?" he called out. They giggled, their sparkly forms twinkling. "We promise, maybe." Back on board the Whisker-One, Nina and Zog prepared for liftoff. As they ascended, the magnificent landscape of Paragonia shimmered below them like a glowing living dream. The islands drifted in perfect, serene harmony, a testament to their successful mission. Zog leaned back in his co-pilot seat, a content look on his face. "So," he said, turning to Nina, "what's our next adventure, Captain?" Nina grinned, her eyes sparkling with the reflection of distant stars. She looked out at the infinite expanse of space before them. "Wherever the stars want us to go, Zog, and hopefully with slightly less candy explosions." With a final purr of its engines, the Whisker-One zoomed into hyperspace, its tail light sparkling like a flash of ginger fur in the sunlight, off to find the next great cosmic mystery. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more of Captain Nina's adventures.